Hey guys, welcome to NutriTrove. This is your host Peter Fra, and today I want to take you back to nutrition basics. Specifically, we'll be looking at how to create or design the best diet for you. Now, I know many people looking to eat healthier tend to fixate too much on what exact foods to eat, what to avoid, like the plague, fad diets, superfoods, miracle supplements, and all the shenanigans that usually permeate the health and nutrition world here. You know what I'm talking about. All these can make dieting seem more complicated than it actually is, and that is not what you're going to be doing today. In fact, one of my motivations for creating this health channel is to make nutrition and dieting as simple as possible, condensing information from reliable and science-backed sources into simple, easy to digest, and actionable bits. So let's dive right in. To simplify dieting, I believe it's important to focus on the characteristics or qualities that make a particular diet good or healthful, hence nutrition basics. Now, why do I say this? There are a couple of reasons. First, although nutrition science has made substantial progress over the past century or so, I think it's still very much in its youth, compared to disciplines like physics, chemistry, and math. We've been cracking at those for like millennia. Nutrition researchers are constantly making new and profound discoveries. Many things we think we know about dietetics are constantly being revised and reworked. Second, popular media outlets tend to report, misreport, or exaggerate the results of select studies and often focus on the most recent. However, this trend doesn't always present the complete picture of all the research being conducted in a given area. So the results of single studies can be misleading. In fact, these are major reasons for the conflicting information and confusion we often find in nutrition circles. Finally, not everyone accepts a single way of eating healthy. People are different and we have different nutritional needs and food preferences. Other factors such as family, religion, and culture also come into play. You might prefer to eat the traditional 3 meals a day, while I, for example, prefer to eat several smaller meals throughout the day. People following certain religious and cultural practices may include, omit, or outright exclude specific foods in their diet. The effects of these foods on their health are often secondary considerations. You also have food availability and sensitivities to consider, which is a whole other topic on its own. By the way, I'm going to cover that in an upcoming video, so be sure to subscribe to NutriTalk to check that out. So you see, there are plenty of ways to look at a healthy diet if you want to cater to individual needs. To avoid all this confusion, the importance of basic nutritional guidelines becomes more apparent. I believe in being simple, and today I'm going to share with you 3 key things you should consider if you want to create the best diet for you. By focusing on these qualities, you will be able to consciously choose foods that promote great health, regardless of all the factors I've just mentioned. Now, the best diet for you is one that is adequate, balanced, and diverse. That's it. If your diet has these 3 things, it will provide the optimal combination of everything your body needs to stay healthy and functional. Now, let's explore each of these aspects. What does it mean for your diet to be adequate or sufficient? It means your food intake provides enough nutrients and energy to meet your daily needs and support optimal health. When it comes to food, the poison is usually in the amount, much like everything else when you think about it. Nearly all of the lifestyle-related problems that are major killers today, such as coronary heart disease, hypertension, stroke, diabetes, and obesity, can be attributed to excesses. We are eating too much of nearly everything. Too much simple sugars, too much saturated fat, too much refined and processed foods, too much salt, too much sweetened beverages. Yeah, you get the point. Remember that even too much of supposedly healthy foods can have downsides. For instance, fruits are like the poster children of healthy foods, right? However, when you eat too much of the wrong fruits in the wrong form, i.e. fruit juices, you run the risk of taking in too much sugar. And yes, the sugar in fruits is no different from the one in junk foods and can cause the same health problem. That's enough for you may not be enough for me. For instance, if you're a highly active young male athlete, you may need up to 3,000 calories a day to support your body's demands. On the other hand, a lightly active middle-aged woman may eat less than 2,000 calories a day. These people have different activity levels as well as body fat and muscle mass, meaning they need different amounts of carbs, fats, and proteins to support their daily requirements. So your diet may be sufficient in one area and insufficient in another. In fact, many people tend to be overfed but undernourished. This means that your diet provides a calorie surplus but falls short when it comes to your nutrient needs. On the other hand, if you practice a restrictive eating pattern for a long period, your body doesn't get enough nutrients and energy for its needs. You may be losing weight, but the wrong kind of weight, which can lead to a state of undernutrition, which has its own set of problems. I'm talking deficiency diseases, low energy levels and vitality, loss of muscle mass, bone and hair loss, reduced cognitive function, impaired memory, and even menstrual dysfunction in women. Also, an adequate diet is one where you practice moderation or restraint in your eating habits. Basically, not eating too much or too little of any food. Without moderation, it becomes a lot difficult to reach your health goals. Looking at quality number 2, a good diet is one that is balanced. This is probably the most important characteristic of a healthy diet. It's the one you're constantly hearing about. But what does it mean for for your diet to be balanced? It means that you consume a combination of foods that provide the right proportions of the macro and micronutrients your body needs. Your body needs all 6 groups of nutrients in varying amounts to function optimally and maintain your health. Macronutrients are the ones you need in relatively large amounts and include your carbs, protein, fats, and water. Micronutrients are the ones you need in small amounts and include vitamins and minerals. So, for example, fruits and vegetables are great sources of fiber, vitamin C, and minerals like magnesium, potassium. But meats are not good sources of fiber and these other micronutrients. However, meats happen to be great sources of complete proteins and minerals like iron, zinc, and copper. A well-balanced diet simply means that what you aren't getting from one food group, you are getting from another. Your food choices complement each other, if that makes more sense. So by including a proper combination of all food types, including vegetables, fresh fruits, whole grains, lean meats or meat substitutes, nuts, and healthy fats in your meal plans, you can be confident that you're getting balanced nutrition. There's a general rule of thumb that I follow to ensure mine is well balanced. My total daily calorie intake consists of 40 to 60% carbs, 20 to 30% healthy fats, and 10 to 35% proteins. Ideally, you want to aim between these ranges. Finally, a healthy diet is diverse or varied. This means your diet includes many different types of foods from different food groups. It also helps you balance your diet by increasing your chances of getting all the multitude of nutrients your body needs. What one food lacks, another from the same group will have plenty of. Actually, this is how strict vegans are able to get all the essential amino acids from plant-based diets only. This is something known as complementary supplementation, which is basically mix and matching different foods in order to get complete nutrients. So you have thousands of healthy food options to choose from. People say that dieting is boring and always limit, but I disagree. You just have to expand your horizons beyond the foods you already used to consume. A diverse diet prevents boredom, ensuring the dreaded food rut. You can try out a new food each week or substitute one for another and see how your preferences can adapt. I have a video coming up, by the way, that offers practical tips and guidelines on how to diversify your diet. So overall, regardless of your food preferences, the ideal healthy diet is one that offers the proper combination of nutrients and energy for your body's needs. Such a diet has 3 main characteristics. I'm going to repeat. 1, it is balanced. 2, it is adequate. And 3, it is diverse. That's all there is to it, guys. If you pay attention to these dietary basics, you can easily create a nutrition pattern that supports your health and well-being. Whether you're old, young, overweight or underweight, healthy or dealing with illness. So yeah, dieting doesn't have to be this complicated, rocket science thing that, the industry usually tries to make it out to be. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you've gained some valuable and practical insights from this brief video. And there's more actionable nutrition guides coming up. So ensure you subscribe to NutriTrove and hit that like button. Show some love. It's greatly appreciated. This has been your host, Pete Afra, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Cheers!